Hello back everyone to the first exercise with us throughout our session. So what's your task here? Your task here is, take any number and put a power 3 to it. For example, if you take number 2, so that means 2 to the power 3, it should equal 2 times 2 times 2 equal 8. Any number, I don't care about the variable, but I'm talking about the power. Power here should be 3. Alright, so how can you accomplish this task? First of all, it's obvious we need a for loop, correct? Yes. And we need to define some variables before we go to the for loop. First of all, we need a variable for the result. Perfect. Which we will keep the value inside it. After that, here is that the result could be have a value, maybe number 1. Alright, the other one, it will be the variable itself. So we need x itself, in our case, could be number 2. Awesome. And the third variable inside our example, it will be the power. In our case, we will name it y, and in our case, we will give it 3. So basically 2 to the power 3 should equal 8, and that 8 it should kept here inside result. Why I'm keeping result equal 1? Because this is the ideal number in multiplication. If you multiply any number by 1, it doesn't matter at all, because 1 doesn't do anything in multiplication. And in summation, you're gonna use 0, because if you add any number to 0, it will not have anything. 2 plus 0, 2. 10 plus 0, it's still 10. This basically you have to understand about it. Alright, so let's build our for loop here and let's do it together. Here is it, I will have my for loop, and that one could start from anywhere. We're gonna use here z, and that one it will start from 1, and z should less than or equal. In our case, it should be 3, because I need to multiply the number by itself 3 times, as we saw here. 2, 2, 2. So this is basically 3 times. Alright, and after that, z should plus plus. And look at that, inside the for loop body, we need to put here the equation. Here is it, the result, which basically I will keep my result inside it. And that result, it should be result times x. So first of all, 1 times 2, it will be 2, and the new value here, let me show you. Here is it, it will be the first of all result. So here is it, it should be 1 times 2, perfect. After that, the new value of result, it should be 2, because times, here is it 1 times 2, it should be 2. So the new value of result, it should be 2, and x still 2. Alright, and the third times, it will be what? Here is it, x is still 2, but the result right now, it's basically 2 times 2, it's 4. So 4 times 2, it should be 8. So this is basically the result or the output out of this. Let's have again, talk about it again. Here is that x is still 2, correct? So here is that x 2, 2, 2, doesn't have any change. But here is that the equation is telling you x, which is basically 2, 2 in the first time, 2 times 1. 1 is coming from here. So 2 times 1, it's 2. Here is that the updated value. 2 times 2, it will be 4. Here is that the updated value. So 4 times 2, it will be what? It will be 8. And this is basically the result of 8. Perfect. So right now you understand how it's going on. Alright, do you need to do anything else? Yes. Why we are putting here 3? We can replace it by what? By y. Because maybe I will tell you 2 to the power 4 instead of 2 to the power 3. So instead of put here constant or static, or let's prefer to be constant, because static basically in some programming language means something different, especially in .NET. So let's see now, if you are putting here constant, which is basically 3, your for loop, it will always repeating 3 times, which it is not good. You should have a dynamic for loop. So here is it. Let's replace the 3 with the power, which is basically it's y. And some people prefer to give a naming convention better than x and y. You can put here power, all right, something like that, to have a meaningful name. So here is it, instead of y it should be power. So right now we are talking about this for loop is working with power 3. Maybe in the future I just make it 4, make it 2, it doesn't matter. I just have to change only this variable. All right, no need to change the for loop. All right, so after that we need to print out the result. So after the for loop is finished, maybe we will say console.log, just show me what's the result out of that. So here is it, the result, it should be 8. And here is it, the result, it's basically 8. That's awesome. Perfect. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you in next session. Keep coding.